It's a great Good Guys. I've been a member of Good Guys for years. I attend the Good Guys shows. This is their first show here in Orange County, and I had to come down.
Good Guys organization is not only into, the nice cars that are fixed up and that, but also to encourage bringing in younger people that can get involved in the hobby and make it even affordable for them.
We're sitting in some beautiful weather. It's the Good Guys' first annual show at Orange County Fairgrounds. It's a great show. There's probably well over 1,000 cars here, and there's some really nice cars.
I'm a motorhead. I love Indianapolis, love Bonneville and El Mirage and the Gear Grinders and SCTA. Just been doing that for years too. Just anything that has motors involved. I've been in hot rods all my life, so here when I retired, I decided to build what I always wanted. And I've always had the parts and stuff laying around for years, so I just put all this weird and old stuff together, and it took me about 8 years, and this is what I ended up with. I like Millers. Millers were always like jewelry with wheels, and Miller Indy cars and stuff back in the 30s and the 40s, and so everything kind of just went together, and this is what we ended up with. So 42 Merc flathead with an Alexander, 1935 Alexander 4.2 manifold with 2 sets sideways. Only seen one other one, and it has an Alexander dual mag drive with 2 spark plugs per cylinder, and a 1937 Lincoln Zephyr Trans. Just all old stuff that they made in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Always been in cars. Always played with hot rods and never grew out of it. Mentally, I'm not over 19 years old. Just some old guy looking back at me in the mirror, but I'm still 19.
As soon as I was able to turn a wrench on a car when I was 13, 14 years old, I was hooked on cars, and I've been working on them and restoring them ever since. Yeah, I don't think there's anything better than to challenge to take a mechanical device and see if you can make it do something that when maybe it had given up the ghost, and you just learn from it. It's a great hobby to put something together and be able to share it with people and enjoy it yourself. And some of them run real well. Some of them you're just happy that you made it down the road and made it back. Car's a 1929 Ford Phaeton convertible. It's got a 3.8 liter V6 Buick in it, turbo 350 tranny, 9-inch Ford rear end, and it's a very cruisable car. We enjoy it. We do a lot of car shows. We try to share it because it is a rare car. We try to share it with as many people as we can.
Name is Brian. I'm from West Garden Grove area, and I own this 1970 Chevelle. It's an original SS car, but I upgraded it by putting the GM Performance 572 620 horsepower engine. I put a Tremec TKO 600 5-speed from Kessler Engineering and a Dana 60 out of US Strange. It's a 410 gear in the rear end, 35 spline axle with a bare brake upgrade. The 572 crate motor was from GM Performance. It was designed, well, the help with the design was Warren Johnson. He's a pro stock driver, NHRA. He drives for GM Performance. He's been racing for about 37 years, and I've been a big fan of his for a long time, so I actually took the car to Pomona 2 years ago to the finals and put in a request for him to sign the valve cover. So I was real proud to have that signature on that valve cover. Oh, driving this car is, if there was an award for funnest car to drive and the judge drove this car would win every time. This thing is just a dream to drive. It's got all the Hotchkiss suspension in it with the 5-speed. You can get on the freeway, cruise anywhere. The reliability of the 572 engine is first rate. I just love it.
Analogy I would make is that Chip Foose can do it in 7 days, I can do it in 7 years, because that's how long it's taken me to build the car. It's got a custom-made 572-inch Hemi motor in it with a Dave Smith ProTrans TorqueFly transmission. It's got an all-aluminum Mark Williams 9-inch Ford rear end in it. Everything's been polished, anodized, powder-coated, or whatever in the red and black scheme that you see in the car. The paint was done by Kelly and Son, the crazy painters in Bellflower, California, from a rendering by Steve Stanford. And it was in the paint shop for about 14 months before we finally got it out. Then I assembled the car at home.
What I have here is a 57 Chevrolet utility sedan. It's a tribute to the Black Widow racing cars from /57. There was 10 of them made at that time, and they raced about a half dozen races, won most of those races, and were eventually blackballed by NASCAR, and that's where the name Black Widow came from. The difference with this one is we put a 427 big block in it, made it a little more drivable, but other than that, it's pretty much identical to the cars that were out there on the track back in the late 50s. And I've been in the cars probably my whole life, and I've never actually seen one of these on the street, a replica of one or anything, and came across the model. I have a model of the car that someone is producing, and it was like, hey, you know, we have a 150, let's turn that into a Black Widow, and that's basically what we've done. I've had cars since 16 years old, and probably have gone through 100 different cars since then, and I currently have about 12 cars in my collection right now, but this one probably draws more attention than anything I have. Everybody loves this car. I mean, I get more comments about it, and if you stand back, you can hear a couple people arguing about whether it's a real one or not. It's, you know, and somebody's saying it's real, somebody is saying it's not, and which I think attributes to that we did a pretty good job with it. And I drive it to any of the shows that are close to me, and the car handles real well with the 427 in there. Oh, it's great. In fact, coming down here with a lot of things going on in business and stuff, that's why I'm involved in cars. When you're down here, all you're doing is looking at cars, talking cars, and you get your mind off all the problems in the world.